Happy Sunday. Hey, everyone. How are you, ladies?
We're doing good.
You look beautiful. Awesome. Every one of you.
Thank you.
I see you with your crown, Sarah. Anastasia. And I know you got the crown. It may not be on your head, but it's there. You're wearing it. And Kia, you look beautiful with your crown. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
You as well.
So it is Coffee with Queens December edition, and we are going to give everyone a few moments to jump on here and join us live on the Miss Corporate America page. It's MCA competition on Facebook. Please share. If you are just now coming online, first of all, we want to take time out of your Sunday to join us. This is Coffee with Queens. This is our time to have girl talk. We are all corporate queens, business owners, or we work in corporate America. And we just want to be a source of encouragement, resources, information. And today, we want to bring you a little joy for the holidays. So what I'm going to do is give some instruction really quick. I'm going to briefly tell everyone how to comment during the broadcast. So we're on StreamYard. And if you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. Again, that's StreamYard.com/Facebook. It will allow you to comment here live on the broadcast. And more than anything, we want your comments. So we're going to start out with who is tuning in? Where are you tuning in from? We want to see where shout out your city, shout out your business. If you are here and you're a businesswoman, let's shout it out. Ladies, first of all, are you excited that we're at the end of 2020? Can we clap it up if you are excited? 2020 being almost done. Oh my gosh, how are you guys doing today? How are you doing, Sarah? How are you?
I could not be better. I mean, it's definitely been a journey this year. It's been a learning journey. It's been the most challenging year I've had personally and professionally, but it feels really good to be here in December and still smiling. And you know, I all in all, I'm alive and I'm breathing. So everything is great on my end.
Absolutely. There's so many things to be thankful for. Yes. So thank you for even saying that. We take for granted the simple things that we are all here, which means we're all healthy. I think almost all of us have been impacted by COVID or know someone. So thank God that you guys are here and have your health. Thank you for that, Sarah. Hello, Miss Queen herself, Shantae Barton Stubbs is with us.
Hi.
Image Youth Center, and thank you for writing that on the screen as well. How has 2020 been for you?
Well, I think I have to piggyback off of Sarah. It's just been a mixture of highs and lows. And that's exactly what I'm constantly explaining to people. I can't say that things were all bad, and I more than sure cannot say that things were all good. So it's just been a level field of learning, identifying and being aware of how I'm able to pivot, whether things are up or whether things are down. But one of the most important things I really felt like this year, I was challenged beyond my comfort zone, but it allowed me to really tap into like those God-given gifts that I may have not been so ready to tap into before. So
ooh, we haven't even gotten started yet and already putting fire out there. That's awesome. Kia, can you hear us? If we have video delay, we'll get back to Kia for sure. But I believe we have Anastasia. Hello. Happy Sunday.
Hi. Happy Sunday, ladies. Everybody looks so beautiful today. It's a beautiful day outside, even out of state. How is everybody doing?
All right. Well, we're going to get into introductions. I want to, again, mention, thank you for tuning in to Coffee with Queens. I'm Mrs. Corporate America 2019, Candy Bryan. And, you can go to our page. We want you to start your own watch party and comment. But in order to comment, you have to go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. Again, that's StreamYard.com/Facebook. Start a watch party, invite a friend. Now is the time. We're going to get into introductions. I kind of was stalling a little bit so we can let some folks tune in. But we want to first meet these beautiful queens that have taken time out of their day to join us. They are corporate women, business women, and it is such an honor for each and every one of you to be on with me today. So thank you. And shout out to Anissa. She's the founder of Mrs. Corporate America. And we thank you, Anissa, for all you've done. Anissa just celebrated a birthday.
She did.
She did.
Happy birthday,
Yay.
Anissa.
Happy birthday.
We have some people that are tuning in, and I want you guys to help me say hello. Is that okay?
Yes.
Let's see who we've got tuning in. There she is, another queen, Jaquela. Hey, Jaquela.
Hey.
We have Sharon Major. And
Hi,
Sharon,
Sharon.
Jaquela, tell us where you're tuning in from as well. We'd love to know, and shout out your city as well. So we're going to go around the horn here. I want you all to introduce yourselves, tell us a little bit about your business, and then we're going to talk about our topic today. And it is all about the joy that's down inside, the joy that we invite into our lives. And we're also going to kind of talk about and give you all the resources and tools to overcome with joy. So let's start off. Anastasia, would you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your business?
Hi, I'm Anastasia Constant. I'm with Century 21 Karaoke, the Constant Keys Group, CEO and founder of Constant Keys Group. I am a realtor, and I'm not just a regular realtor. I specialize in helping people in all their needs, real estate, commercial needs, anything that pertains to anything they could possibly need, and get them to the transition they need to do. I specialize in not just first-time home buyers or people looking for a retirement home or VA, but it's just someone looking for a home or to start a business in a location. I could do commercials as well, locate those special locations for businesses. So I don't believe in putting myself in a box. I believe in helping everybody in all sorts of kinds.
Oh, I love it. I love how you said, I'm not just a realtor. No. Awesome, Queen. Thank you. Oh, we have some more folks jumping on here, and they are shouting out their cities. We got Tampa in the house.
Yay, Tampa.
Queens from Tampa. Awesome. So, Rachel, thank you for tuning in. She says, hello, panelists watching from Michigan.
Wow.
Wow.
Wonderful. So if you are just now tuning in, go ahead and hit the share button on your page. Do a watch party, invite some friends, and more than anything, go to streamyard.com/Facebook to join the conversation. So I'm going to head over to Sarah Solomon Dowden. Tell us a little bit about you.
Sure. So hi, everyone. I love seeing where people are tuning in from. This is fun. And I love spending any day with women that are in business, that are passionate about what they do. It really helps ignite that fire within me that I already have, but it helps sort of reignite things. So I love conversations like this, and I'm excited about this afternoon. So my name is Sarah Solomon Dowden. I'm the president and CEO of a company called Solomon Productions. We specialize in video content. So my background is actually in broadcast journalism. So I went to school for journalism and then turned my trade into a company that focuses on the meetings and events industry. So you can only imagine this year has been interesting for us since trade shows, conferences, all of those things have not happened due to COVID. So we can get into how we've adapted and what we're doing now. But that's basically it. You know, we specialize in visual creativity and really working with event organizers, meeting professionals, and then, of course, business owners to help tell their story through production and compelling video content.
Oh, I love that. We're going to get into more conversation about that because I didn't know that you studied broadcast and all that. And what school did you go to?
UCF. So I graduated from...
You're a Knight?
I am a Knight, yeah.
Did we graduate the same year? I was in the broadcast program, but I graduated in 99. So.
Okay, yeah. So I'm a little bit after you, but yeah, it's I loved that field, and I just wanted to take a different direction and not necessarily focus on, you know, news or radio. I dabbled in that for a little bit, but I find great joy in telling people stories in the fields that we serve now. So it all works out.
Oh, I love it. Look at that. So we don't even know we had so much in common. All right. We're going to be moving over to Miss Mompreneur 2020. Can we give it up for Kia?
Hey, Queen, how are you?
Hi, Kia.
You look so beautiful. Tell us a little about you.
Yes, so I'm Miss Mompreneur 2020. They also call me the Ultimate Mompreneur. I'm a mom of 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I also own Extreme Youth Sports of Lake Mary. We run an after-school program and a summer camp. We inspire kids.
Ooh, we may have some audio, but we'll bring Kia back.
And really, you hear me okay?
Yep, you sound good now.
Can you hear me okay? Okay, perfect.
Yep.
So anyhow, I own Extreme Youth Sports of Lake Mary Longwood. We're an after-school program and summer camp. And I also am very passionate about inspiring moms in business. So that's what I do. I have a mompreneur mentorship course. I also have a mompreneur mastermind group. And, I just love being around like-minded people. So it's so good to be here. And this topic is perfect. Perfect timing. So
good topic for the season too.
Definitely.
And we want to hear from Shante. Hey there. How are you?
Hello, Queens. I am well, thank you. So I'm Shante Barton Stubbs, director of a not-for-profit organization in the Paramore community, Orlando, the New Image Youth Center, aka the Good in the Hood. And that is how I am most known. However, career-wise, I am a mental health therapist. I have a for-profit company by the name of Under Construction Empowerment Services. And I just recently transitioned also into play therapy and just created a safe space for the youth in Paramore during the pandemic so that they can actually come and just cry, laugh, play, whatever it is, just a safe space for them to be able to display their emotions and know that they're supported through the process. So.
Oh my gosh, our hats off to you.
Thank you.
Still pushing through during a pandemic to be there in the community is that is a tremendous feat. And so thank you for your service. All right. So are you ladies ready to jump into conversation?
Yes.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
We may have a little feedback, so I want to make sure if you have your open cell phone is up, you may want to slide it back or jump off of Facebook, and that way we won't have any additional feedback. So the topic really today is all about pivoting. It's all about mastering how to have joy in the midst of adversity. And right now, the whole world is in the midst of adversity. So there's no shortage of it going around. You just have to open your door, and you probably are staring at adversity in the face. So I really want to kick off the conversation, if you could, Kia, with what have you done in your business to pivot? How have you been managing through and still maintaining this beautiful smile as a queen that you have?
Wow. Well, you know what? It definitely was a challenge, for sure. I thank God for my coaches, my business coach, my life coach, Dr. Stacia, because the beginning of the year in March was crazy. We lost 2/3 of our business, and that was because we had so many parents that lost their job or just didn't care. So, the idea came to start a virtual program. So we stayed live in person because we're essential. So we had to figure out how to keep kids safe and healthy in our in-person program. That's what we did. Then we were able to do summer camp, which that actually helped us a ton because parents need summer camp. And they were, after distance learning, they were over distance learning, and we had parents knocking our door down. And we were so thankful for that in business, and we felt like we could make more of an imprint on the community. So we actually had to move our location to be able to house more kids. But yeah, definitely pivot has been the word for sure. But I'm just thankful, we lost like 4 of our competitors. So I'm thankful to be in business.
Wow.
Wow. Thank God for that. I'm going to just turn it over to you all to jump into the conversation. We want it to be fluid and open. Who else wants to jump in on the pivot conversation? How has that impacted your business?
Well, I would love to jump in right behind Kia because at the beginning of everything, Kia is such a support system and she knows what I do here in the Paramore community. And I remember her calling me saying, "Hey sis, how you doing? What's going on?" And she began to give me some ideas and things that she felt that we would probably be able to do together in the event that we were not able to serve our community. But with the population that Kia works with, it's totally different from whom I work with. So I was not able to necessarily do things online. We actually had to be in person for our youth because parents were not home. And if they were home, kids were not doing school. They didn't have access to internet. They didn't have access to someone assisting them. So we had to actually start creating time frames with our staff so that our kids will be able to stagger in at different times, and then they will have small group tutoring. We began to come up with ways of feeding our community, and then other partners began to just jump on board. Through a period of 3.5 months, we were able to give out 4,000 meals. And so again, it was thank you, but it's definitely an uncomfort zone and just recognizing that we knew we were the pillar of the community, but it's really amazing to say that by words. Then all of a sudden a pandemic happened and everyone's looking for you to support. So we had to be very creative in the way that we were still able to provide services for not just our children, but our community as a whole.
Oh my gosh. Well, I want you ladies to jump in on this as well, but we've got some good feedback from those who are watching. First of all, thank you all for tuning in. This is your Sunday. It's your off day for many of you. And you are taking time to be with us. Coffee with Queens, the December edition for Mrs. Corporate America and our organization. So thank you. If you'd like to comment and you don't see your comments on the screen, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. So let's get into some feedback here for you guys. Already the conversation is the comments are blowing up.
Yeah. I wanted to jump in here, Candy, because I keep seeing the word pivot come up in the chat, and we all have been using that word so much this year. And I mean, me, including myself. And I did a lot of reflecting because I started to get so tired of hearing the word pivot. And I kind of transitioned into using the word transformative instead. Mm-hmm. And as I hear how these ladies here on screen have transformed their business out of necessity, that's really what's happened. I think pivot is an interesting word when you actually stop and think about it, because to pivot is to do something completely different and get away from your core, when none of us really, I don't think, got away from the core of our mission and what we actually are passionate about and what we do on a day-to-day. We just enhanced it. We added on to it. We transformed it into something that has become even bigger and better than what we could have ever expected out of necessity. Like our hand was forced in a direction that we never even anticipated or thought that we could get to. And I just feel like, that's the word. That's been my word over the past couple of months, getting away from pivoting and really looking at it as a transformative year. It's been challenging for us on so many fronts as business owners, as women, as moms, as wives, as all the titles that we hold. But it's also, I think, really been a year of growth and transformation. So hats off to all of you and everyone in the chat who I know has also transformed in some capacity as well this year. So I just wanted to jump in and say that because we've transformed. We've evolved into something bigger than what we could have ever imagined a year ago. So, it's a really interesting thing.
You started something here, Sarah. I've got all these transforms popping up on the screen. So we're actually going to be doing the hashtag transform here soon. And I think you're right. I love the word enhancement. Want to get Anastasia in on this. What are your thoughts on the shifting?
Yeah. So I'm definitely into the whole pivot and transforming situation. Transforming for me this year has been challenging as a realtor. But also this year, actually the end of last year, I took on 6 children. I had custody of 6 kids from the ages of 2 weeks old to 9 years old at the time. So I'm a single person, and I had all kids under the age of 10. So I had 2 in school and 4 in daycare. So I feel like
Wow.
I did the children together because they were all in separate homes. So the state had them all discombobulated. So I put them all in house, learning how to keep leadership, but also keep the household under wraps with these children and make sure everybody's going to school, making sure kids are getting to daycare, make sure everybody's doing good. So it was a whole transformation for me this year, but learning that things could be possibly done, whether you are a single parent or you're running a business, you have kids, it could be done. You're going to have to work a little hard. It's not going to be easy. There's always going to be challenges in life, but we have to find a way around it. We can't sit around the corner and say, woe with me. We have to pick ourselves up, see the issues that we have in front of us and keep it moving. So I couldn't just sit around and say, okay, well, I have these 6 kids and COVID happened and I can't do this. And I can't. No, you have to find a way. God always makes a way. We can either sit around and just say, oh, God, why me? Or we can say, God, how can you help me get through this and use it as a testimony? So I'm big on that. It's just finding the solution to the problem. And I do it in real estate all the time. If I find a hump or the situation that happens, we got to find a way to get through that situation to get to the closing table. And the same thing with life. We got to get to the end.
Can we all raise a glass? This is coffee with Queen.
Yes.
Whether you have a mug or not, and we're going to salute all of you Queens for a job well done. And the year is not over. I would like to see all of you who are tuned in right now. First of all, thank you for tuning in. Let's hit that hashtag transform here on the chat and leave your comments. I'd like to pause here and ask that if you're watching right now and you have a question for these business owners, for these moms, for these career women, and you just need some help, right? You need to learn how to transform or make a shift. Put a question here in the comment section and we'll get to your questions at the end. You know, there's a few things that I think each of us do to maintain our joy through the storm. As we were talking before we started today, I shared with the ladies that I cling to the Word of God. I cling to Scripture because at some point, that is the only thing that's not going to be shaken.
Right.
And so Psalm 30, verse 5 says, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. A little bit of my story, if you're tuning in and you're just learning about the Miss Corporate America organization. I jumped into the competition because a friend was like, yeah, do it. And I'm like, you know what? I just beat cancer. I'm going to do it. Whether I walk away with the crown or not. And there I was, just a head full of hair just grown back when I had none 2 years ago. And I was like, I'm going to do this. And I walked out on the stage and I had a smile despite everything I had gone through, because at some point there was weeping. At one point there was nothing to smile about in my eyes, but there was a hope on the inside of me that wasn't shaken. It wasn't. Wow. And, holding on to that hope, I eventually made it to a milestone. I'm not at the end of the road yet. Still going through treatments, but I still wear this smile every day because I'm thankful for life. I knew that joy was coming. And here's the good news. We have a morning every day.
Yes.
So joy is available every day. That is what I cling to.
Amen.
So sorry, don't get me preaching up in here. But I want to know, in your life, what is it that you cling to, and what is your definition of joy? Like, what does that look like in your life? Sarah, you want to kick us off with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to beat what you just said, right? Because I think Scripture, I think God, I think, just having faith and hope in general that there are better days to come is extremely important. And as a leader, I have a team of 10 people that I lead every day, my employees, my teammates, right? So it's so much pressure, especially in a year like this, that to find your own personal joy and then exude that onto others, because everyone's going through such a trying time. But I have found that I'm inspired by the challenge, and I'm inspired to find ways to be better for myself, selfishly first, so I can be better for others. And I'm just, I'm grateful. I've been looking around, and I hear of so many sad stories and people falling ill, and, just death surrounds us this year. And it's just an eye-opening day. Every single day you can open your eyes and breathe in and out, have your health, have a business, have friends, have a team, have family that are so supportive. And how can you not find joy in that? I think this year we have learned to find joy in so many little things. And I'll share a brief example with you. Back in March, so I live pretty far from my office. I'm like 30 minutes away, but when there's traffic, forget it. It takes me an hour to get home, and it's a hot mess, right? Like, I'm just so frustrated all the time and all of that. So when I started going back to my office, I would say around May, and there was no traffic, it really hurt my heart. And I realized, and now I'm starting to see that traffic pick up a little bit again, and I find joy in sitting in traffic, something that I used to despise and I used to be so irritated over. And now it's like, you know what? I get to sit in traffic. I get to go to work. I get to have my health. I get to have time. I get to have time. And it's just, I find joy in the little things now. And I think gratitude has been a huge learning lesson for me this year. So I hope that sort of makes sense, but I just find joy in the little things. It's in everything that's not obvious. And I'm so okay with that. And I hope that that's a lesson that we all can take away well past 2020.
Yes. Absolutely. Can you ladies relate? Somebody jump in there.
Definitely, Sarah, what you just said was so amazing. And I'm sure that we're all able to understand that in our own way. And so personally, so I started business or not-for-profit at a very young age. So I just jumped in head first. So there was no balance for me, no personal life. It was just all New Image, all Paramore, just all community work. And so about 5 years ago, I remember a time in my life when my youth or people around me would remind me about really high moments that we had together, and I wouldn't remember it. It can be something as simple as a field trip or something that I said that really changed their life, or something that we did and we had fun. And they would say, Shantae, don't you remember? And I would say, I really didn't remember. And that's when I began to identify that I literally was so robotic that I wasn't finding joy in the things that really mattered. So I say that to say, so my journey started maybe about 5 years ago when I became very intentional about living in that moment, experiencing it, and having my own memories that I can tell or draw from whatever it was that we were doing. So when 2020 came about, 2019 was a difficult year for me, you guys. I couldn't wait for 2020 to come in. So actually, when we look at 2020 has been way better for me than 2019 was. And so it's a little bit different when I identify my levels of joy this year, because last year I was begging for an ounce of joy. So although things were going around us, and yes, things were sad, and no, it wasn't a perfect year for me. However, I know how to pay attention to those details that I was not paying attention to before. If the kids and I did something, if we have a conversation, if we're testing something out, I am so in that moment. I put my phone away. I, tell people you have to give me this time because I want to be able to enjoy this moment.
Ooh, that's so good. I want you ladies to jump in on this too. I just want to recognize a few folks that have tuned in and are leaving comments. Esther says, my joy is in purpose. Love that, Esther. Thank you for tuning in. Jaquela says, find joy in the little things. Oh, that's a good one, Evelyn. I was going to do that. The joy of the Lord is our strength, because there's a lot of scriptures on joy. But you said hashtag joy in the Lord.
Right, joy in the Lord.
So, Kia, I think you were going to come in there.
Right? Yeah, and exactly what Jaquela just said. It was awesome what Shantae said. was joy in the little things. For me, when things got tough in March and April, that's what I had to do. I had to find joy in those little things. I mean, I have a team. I have a team of about 8 employees that and I'm sitting here looking at the small number of kids that we're serving. I'm like, how in the world am I going to pay payroll? All of these different things, I was on my shoulders, but I knew I just had to trust God. But one thing that helped to get us through as well was seeing the parents that we support. I was on my shoulders, but I knew I just had to trust God. But one thing that helped to get us through as well was seeing the parents that we support that are in our program that were so vocal about how much they appreciated us. That they were like, whatever you do, do not close. Please, we need you guys. We had parents coming in and dropping off paper towel, dropping off hand sanitizer. As soon as we would get low, and I'd be all around town trying to find some, people would drop some off. And we had about 15 parents at some point that were paying us that did not even need care. So it just, for me, regardless of what the difficult things that were happening at the time, I had to revert back to one habit that I've had for a long time. And that is to be grateful every day, to find something to be grateful for. I focus on at least 3 things every morning to be grateful about. Because as soon as you think, oh my God, nobody has this problem, then you see somebody else who's, hopping along with one leg, or, someone that's blind that's trying to. So then you're like, okay, I have all my working limbs. I'm in my right mind. I'm in business. I told you I had at least 4 this year, 4 competitors, and now 5th this month, competitors that I've lost. And, because they weren't able to maintain or whatever reason. And then one of my competitors, the owner passed. So, things like that happen. And I have to think about the little things and just being grateful on a daily basis. So if you're trying to find joy in the journey, I would say that's one of the biggest things to do. Just like Sarah said, is just be grateful for the little things and the big things,
I love that. Tying in our theme, joy in the journey. And so I'm going to turn it over to Anastasia for you to chime in there.
Yes, definitely. I agree with all these beautiful ladies. When it comes to joy for me, I start off in the morning. I say, thank you, Jesus, for waking me up. I know we're not all able to wake up the next day. People die from COVID. People are dying every day. And I always say, thank you, Jesus, for allowing me to see another day. Thank you, Jesus, for allowing us to get a little closer. And when I had the kids and I wake them up every morning, I say, good morning. I say, good morning. You could have gotten in trouble yesterday. That's yesterday. Today's a new day. We can set our bar of how our day is going to be. We determine how our day is going to be. So either A, you could focus on yesterday, you can focus on 5 minutes ago, or we can focus on right now and be grateful for what we do have. And we have to be grateful for the small things in life. And God is an intentional God. Things may not go the way we want all the time. Things are not always perfect, but He does it for a reason. And many times we look back at our lives and we're like, God, if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be here right now. Or this wouldn't have happened. Or I would have met this person. Or I would have got this door open. So we have to be prepared to accept the good and the bad, because with the bad, there comes plenty of good. And like you said, joy comes in the morning. And every morning we're up. And that's a grateful thing to be alive.
Oh, I love that morning thing. Teach us, please. Teach us that. Because sometimes in the morning, especially doing at-home school, I know there's some moms on with us now. You have to work your job and still help the little one that's sitting. Your classroom is in your living room or wherever it is. And it gets to be a lot. It gets to be a load. But I think, and I was just talking about this with my friends this past week, sometimes my life is a little out of order. So when I'm low on joy, it's because I haven't been starting with the first things first. Mm-hmm. How Kia said, I go back to the thing I've always done. I love that. Sarah has a mantra and how she's thinking transformative. So where I'd like to take the conversation is how can we prepare the ladies that are listening and gentlemen, if you're tuning in, for 2021. Okay, 2020 happened. Even the years prior, as Shantae was saying, there's some other things that happened that were even more impactful than 2020, right? Bigger things. And so going into 2021, carrying this mindset of joy in the journey forward, we're going to go around the horn again. We'll start with you, Sarah, and talk to us about what is your vision for the future? How are you maintaining your joy going into 2021?
Yeah. So a couple of things. I used to talk about the imposter syndrome all the time before COVID because I always felt like, and I think we all kind of do this as business owners, right? Even though you may be killing it and you're like, okay, business is great, sales are great, everything's great. You still have this weird imposter syndrome that you can't shake, right? You're like, you're constantly in this doubtful place. Well, in a year of transformation where we all have to do things outside of our comfort zone, I think we all are in this imposter lane, and we're learning to own it because you realize no one knows what they're doing, but we're all just trying to figure it out. Something else that I want to make sure that I talk about, because I have gone through this, especially because my business has shifted in a way that we shifted quickly and swiftly, and we were all like rowing in the same direction as a team, which led to us finding great success this year in a very trying year. With that, I found myself not wanting to talk about it because I had this like survivor's guilt, right? Like this guilt of listening to stories around me that, you know, this person is laid off or this person is furloughed from their job or this business, you know, as Kia was mentioning, her competitors, like they went out of business for whatever reason. Right. And you feel this sense of survivor's guilt because you didn't. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and that may not be the case for you, Kia, but, you know, you just have this guilt in you that you don't want to talk about the good things. You don't want to talk about the fact that you worked your tail off to make sure that you maintained and that you kept your business intact, your home intact, all of those things that we've all had to work really hard for, particularly this year. And going into 2021, I am really trying to be intentional about not feeling bad about where I'm at, you know, because things are good. And I actually feel like I'm doing a disservice to those around me if I don't talk about the good, because there is so much bad that is being discussed, and people tend to talk more about the bad than they do about the good. And what you don't realize is that you can actually really inspire people in conversation, just like, you know, we are all doing right now, just talking about that survival mode, what we did to get to the other side of the fence. So going into 2021, I just really encourage you all to talk about the good, you know, be in the moment, and be proud of the fact that you made it, that you saw the other side of things, and know that your story of survival and good is inspiring and it's not harmful to those around you. So that has been, you know, a really, really big lesson for me. And I'm carrying that mindset into 2021 because it's also good for my own mental health too.
Oh, that's so good. I want to read good. And welcome Bobby to this conversation. She is
Bobby.
A lot of us know Bobby, and she's in leadership of a women's organization here in Orlando. Bobby, could you post that name of that organization as well, just so I don't mess it up? I want to get it out there. I'm going to pause here, ladies. I would like for each of you, if you can, we have a chat here internally. Could you give me your website or your handles for Instagram or Facebook? As I'm talking, you can put it in the chat here. And I wanted to go through some more comments because you ladies are getting it. You're adding to the conversation. Tell us, if you're watching right now live with us, thank you for tuning in. Tell us, what are you doing to carry the joy forward into 2021? We want to hear from all of you watching, but we have some good comments here. So thank you, Bobby. I didn't even read that. I'm sorry. Bobby says survivor's guilt is always hard. It is. It really is. So I'm so happy, Sarah, that you touched on that. Jaquela says, I totally understand the survivor's guilt. So this is definitely touching a nerve. And she also says, we have to get comfortable being uncomfortable in this season. how do you deal with that uncomfortable feeling? That's really, really good. Absolutely. Evelyn says, God is good all the time. Look, that say that. Wake up and say that, and that'll get you. Thank you, Bobby. The Women's Executive Council supports scholarships for women. We thank you for all you do, Bobby, as well. She is a true thriver and survivor herself.
Yes, she is.
I remember interviewing Bobby on my podcast. It was the Good Morning Show, and she just had a great story to tell. And so thank you for always being there to support women. Esther says, yes, helping others to overcome their place. You, Esther, that's amazing. I see you ladies are posting your information here. So while you carry on the conversation, I'm going to start posting your information here shortly. Darcy says, staying useful, working hard, helping others. I will tell you this, going into 2021 and seeing just the big need for outreach, there's a lot we can learn from nonprofit organizations, from all of these people and the frontline workers. We've seen servanthood and service like never before. The people who had to work in the grocery stores when this pandemic first hit, and they couldn't, the store stayed open. So thank you. If you are on the front line and you are watching, thank you for being there. They put their lives and their families at risk. So that heart of a servant, Darcy, that is really good, because a lot of times we're in a funk because we're in our own heads, we're in our own situation, and we're only thinking about us. But sometimes reaching out and doing something for others, that's an instant breakthrough for many of us. So I want to challenge you. Darcy says, being a servant leader. So I'm going to challenge you ladies to continue this conversation, keep it going. What are you doing for 2021? Who wants to jump in here?
I'll go after Sarah, because I know she just shared a lot of what I believe and what I've been doing as well. And so my word would be just the transparency that I've been able to share this year. And as a mental health therapist, I just wanted to kind of normalize the fact that everything we're going through, everything we're experiencing, everything that we're not even talking about, as Sarah said, we're not the only ones going through it. So although we were in the middle of chaos, that's one of the things I started focusing on this year on my social media pages, is normalizing whatever it was. We started a Launch Ed pod here at New Image Youth Center, and it's crazy. So imagine having your 2 or your 3 kids, but no, we had 18 kids, and I don't know what we were doing. The schools were not really communicating. Every time we turned around, someone wanted to blame the other person. So we end up almost like taking a lot of the hits, right? And I was becoming so negative by it. I remember one day I actually said, that's it. I'm packing the kids up and I'm dropping them off at the school, like in the front door of the school, because it was so hard. But I began to use a lot of my real life experiences and the things that we were going through to share it on my social media page. And people would just like inbox me and just tell me, you're bringing me so much joy just being honest. And so I think that we have to share that more, ladies, because when you're public figures, they see the crown, they see the sash, and that's all they see. They don't see the ups, they don't see the downs. And so yesterday I was here at my youth center cleaning up. In the middle of cleaning up, at a certain time, I had to stop to teach my global class. So I actually had on like work pants, and I had on a dress on top. I had on tennis shoes. I had on like dangling earrings, but I was dressed for all 3 things that I had to do. And I actually shared that on social media because I'm trying to normalize the fact that we are really in this together. Do not be fooled by I know that you're watching Channel 9 and Channel 13 and you're seeing all these amazing news stories of New Image, but I want you to know I'm a homegirl. I'm going through some of the exact same things that you're going through, but it's the way that I'm going through them that may be the difference, because I'm keeping my joy. I'm sharing them with you. I don't want you to think that it's something that it's not. I want you to know that literally we're in this together, and I have highs and lows as I share, but guess what? There's still joy. There's still reason to find that happiness. So I actually feel like that's a challenge for us women, because it's so easy for us to highlight those amazing things, but we have to start highlighting those not so amazing things too, so that women who are looking up to us, who may never say anything to us, they can also see themselves in some of our journeys, and they recognize that it's not just them, it's all of us.
Oh, that's so good. And you put your information here in the chat as well. And Sarah,
Yes.
I'm going to post yours as well. If you could also give us your business information, Sarah, in the chat while we're going through Shantae's information. Tell us a little bit about, for anyone who joined late, what newimageyouth.org does. How can people give and support? Now is the season for giving, and I believe more people are in that mindset of giving during the season. So how can we support your organization?
So the New Image Youth Center is a not-for-profit organization that is right here in the Paramore community. We're year-round, and what we do is we literally provide a safe haven for the youth. And then we give them opportunities to participate in activities that they normally would not have the opportunity to participate in. And then we help them dream, and we help them to reach those dreams, whether it doesn't matter how big or how small it is. We've been around for 16 years. We are on Facebook under New Image Youth Center, Instagram as well. People can go to our website at newimageyouth.org. And in the middle of all of the turmoil that we also experienced this year, like just with social justice, we actually added on another pillar under our organization, because that is so important for our youth to not only just hear about it, but to be a part of the change. So again, just as Sarah said, transforming the organization by just paying attention to what's happening around us and involving ourselves in it.
That is so good. So good. We're going to go around the horn here, and we'll come back to sharing more about Sounds 2 here at the end. I'm going to go to you, Kia. What is your 2021 looking like? I mean, I know you already have a vision for it. Yes. You're a planner, right?
Yes. You know, and I will say, you know, first of all, I think we need to try to stop erasing 2020. You know, we have got to learn what was it that we gained from this year? There was so much. I know for me, I feel like I'm a stronger leader. You know, I think I'm wiser just because of mistakes that I saw or things that fell through the cracks or you know, there's so much you learn in business, period. But when you go through something as a person, as a leader, you should be learning through those lessons. You know? So for me, you know, I think it's more important to not just do my normal planning that I always do, but seek God, ask him questions and figure out what should be my plan for 2021, for quarter one, for quarter two. How much money do I need to have saved in case it's another situation or it gets worse before it gets better? You know, being able to plan strategically instead of just my desires, my selfish desires, and figuring out how we can be a better service to the community. You know, I always felt like, you know, I am here and our business is here for the community. But we always, once something big happens, when something, you know, huge is challenging, then you see, oh, wow, you know, we still need to do more of this. We still need to be more constant with outreach. We still need to be more aware of what's happening with our kids, you know, because we forget about the kids. We're all thinking about our own feelings, but we forget that the kids too have had stress through the situation, anxiety through this situation, and how can we support them better in our programs and as we're as service. So that's my thing. Number one is stop trying to race 2020. You know, and really, really grasp what you learned this year. I know that's what I'm doing. Planning, but seeking God first about that plan for 2021.
True.
You know, what you said brought up a thought that things like this expose a lot. They expose the needs are greater. The issues are bigger. You know, it really exposes a lot of things that were kind of hidden. And so I love that we've been exposed to more needs, and a lot of the social issues really came to the forefront. Really, really did this year. So tell us, where can people go to find more information about your business? I have it on the screen here.
Sure. So you see two different websites. One is kialoggins.com. I also I'm an author of Parenting Hacks, 10 Smart Solutions for Raising Amazing Kids. You can get my book from there. And I inspire, and I have courses for mompreneurs on there. And then the other website is LakeMaryAfterSchool.com. That's where you'll see information about our after school program in Lake Mary. And if you want information about our virtual program, which can be taken anywhere, you just let us know. Thank you for asking that, Candy.
No, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing information. We're going to go to Anastasia. I'm going to put your information here up as you talk. So give us, where can they find you? Oh, I think you're on mute. Maybe on mute. And if not, I'll let you know when we can hear you. We still don't have audio. Sarah, will you jump in here? And if not, I'll let you know when we can hear you. We still don't have audio. Sarah, will you jump in here? And I do have your information, and we'll come right back to you, Anastasia. No worries.
Sure. Yep. So SolomonProductions.com is where you can learn more about what we do, especially now tapping into the virtual event space. We are living in virtual world, and then I'm looking forward to tap into the hybrid market as some events start to come back into 2021. So you can also connect with me on Instagram. That's probably that, and LinkedIn are my more active social media platforms. So always willing and eager to connect with other women in our community and beyond, and just be an advocate and a listening ear and a support and whatever I can be to help you thrive and transform in your own journey. So feel free to connect at any point. Your
production skills are like on the next level. Shout out to your team. I attended the Women on the Rise event, and I know that they did that with you in partnership with you, and that was so much fun. And shout out to Women on the Rise, our sisters over there. They're probably tuning in now too. Anissa got some good news. We're going to come back to Anastasia here in a second. She says, stay tuned. Raffle prizes awarded soon. You must be present. So hopefully nobody's jumping off right now. Just to the end, because we have some prizes. And Anissa, how do you want to do prizes? You want to just post them on the comment section, and I will make that visible on the screen. You can certainly do that. Or Anissa, if you're going to email it, let me know, and we will gladly give out. Everybody loves prizes, right? We love this. So let's get into some comments right now, and then we'll check and see if we have audio with you, Anastasia. I'm a little late to the game. Sorry. Someone said, say that, Kia. So just giving you that, Kia. This is good. 2020 happened, but how did you grow? Oh, that's a good one, Jaquela. Bobby says, women need one another. I love the fact that Shantae said we're in this together. That really, I mean, we hear that a lot, right? But when you said it, it just really impacted me.
I think one thing, I love these comments, because I think one thing that really came out of 2020 is like, we're all so much more human. Like, we're all humanized. I mean, I have built relationships with new clients that I've never met before in person, all in video chat, just like this. And we're like tight, because I like their kids, their husbands, their dogs, their this, their that. It's like right. Human in you has evolved, and I just think that's so cool. Like what a cool way to connect with people and like just realize that we're all the same. We're all the same.
It made everyone more human, even celebrities. Like when we're looking into their actual homes, that was it was different. Everybody became more human. And you were talking about shifting. I wanted to give my information out as well. Please email me if you're watching today. Something that came out of this virtual world was two things. I started going live every day because I wasn't commuting. To Sarah's point, I didn't have that long commute anymore from Kissimmee to Maitland. I know that's a big commute. But I was, I was able to be home. I had been praying that I could be sort of a stay-at-home mom. I'm like, God, you kind of overdid it. I literally was able to be with my daughter every single day, and that changed. That shifted something in me. But I started going live, and then people were like, okay, can you help me do my conference virtual, Candy? Can you help me to go live? Because I got to promote my business. And a business was birthed out of this new world. And so as of late, we have a lot of people writing their stories because COVID, the pandemic, has given a lot of women the chance to stay at home and write. So I went from helping people with their live production, live virtual productions, to ladies asking, can you help me promote my book? So I launched C&J Media, Marketing, and PR. Yeah. A lot of folks, thank you. A lot of folks need help getting on that news show, getting it featured in an article, publishing something in a publication, getting seen and getting visible in the media. And that's what my company has been doing. And some of my clients right now are getting national focus on news programs. So who knew? Who knew this would come out of the pandemic? So if you're watching now and you've written a book or you're launching something, your brand, and you want that media exposure, email me today. And I work with PR reps around the country. I contract with PR reps around the country, and they hit the ground running, and they take you to places that you never thought you could be in the media. So thank you all for listening to that little spiel. Okay, I'm going to bring Anastasia back here. We may have audio. I hope we do.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So contact information, Anastasia Constant at Facebook, Anastasia Constant on IG. I also have the Constant Keys group on Facebook. I have the Constant Keys group on IG, and you can see www.constantkeysgroup.com. So we're consistent across the board with all the names. So,
give me your. Do you prefer people to contact you via email? Is that easier?
Email is.
I think we just lost audio. We might have lost her, but we'll get Anastasia's information and get it to you, because now, can we all say this? The interest rates for houses are super low. So Anastasia, we want people to go to you as our realtor. Let me tell you, the market is hot right now, and the interest rates, I know that people will be coming to you. So if you can, Anastasia's in the chat here, private chat, go ahead and type your website, and I will put it up so people can contact you for their real estate needs. All right, let's go to round it up. Have you guys enjoyed this conversation?
Yes, this has been great.
I think everyone participating and you all giving us your insights, it's going to really bless someone. So I'm going to go to Anissa has some good for us. Let's see. She says, let's clap it up. Congratulations, Nikki Iman. Woo-hoo! You won a $25 Visa gift card. Oh, we can all use that right now. That's so good. We're jealous there. Great job. Thank you for tuning in, Nikki. We have another Ruth Mae Williamson. You won Mary Kay gift set. Thank you to our Mary Kay. I'm going to shout out the sponsors here in just a second. Thank you to our Mary Kay partner. Awesome. All right. Am I scrolling down? We have a couple more here. Yay! Congratulations, Bobby! Woo! 2 juices from Full Juice Pressery. Oh, we love that lady. She comes with the good stuff, and that juice is so amazing. So great job. She says, congratulations to all the raffle winners. Now, Anissa, you have some notes here for me, so I want to make sure that we shout out our sponsors, because this is, all the women in our business community coming together to support one another is huge. This is what we do, and why so many of you ladies on with me right now are successful is because of your hearts to help women. And so we also want to thank the sponsors. We have Mary Kay gave away the prize just now, and Lydia Hobbs from Full Press Juicery. Let me get it right. Full Press Juicery. Thank you so much for the prize as well to give away. I am so excited, ladies. 2021 is upon us. I think we have Anastasia. Let's try one more time. We got you?
I'm sorry about that. Yes, my phone rings a lot. I do apologize.
That's okay.
So that was what it is.
I want to thank each and every one of you for being a guest today. And Anastasia, if you want to try one more time, we're going to try to get your information up here on the screen.
Yes. Okay. So Anastasia Constant, IG, Facebook, Constant Keys Group, Facebook, IG, and www.constantkeysgroup.com. My email address is anastasia@constantkeysgroup.com.
Wonderful. I'm going to put it up here in the comments, so it's going to pop up as soon as we end. We are right at the 5 o'clock hour. We did good, y'all. We did good. We hope this conversation has been a blessing to you all, and really, we want you to take away some nuggets to carry into your holiday season. Have a blessed holiday, ladies. I hope you guys have plans, great plans for the holidays. We're all kind of staying in, I believe. But again, on behalf of the Miss Corporate America Organization, I want to say thank you for tuning in to Coffee with Queens. We're going to do this again in January. So hopefully you ladies can tune in. I want to put some information, see if we can scroll it. You can go to misscorporateamerica.com. That's mscorporateamerica.com to find out more about the organization. We have competition coming up 2021. We have this amazing mompreneur category, which Kia is so graciously carrying that title. And we're also going to be choosing a new Mrs. Corporate America, Miss Corporate America. So please log on, check out the website, find out more about our next event. It's going to be an amazing 2021. So if you have not visited misscorporateamerica.com, please go today and check out the website. We want to see you wearing the crown. Bye, ladies. Have a great Sunday. Until next time. Bye-bye.